Hi. Hello, everybody. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me know. Say hi if you can hear me and chat it in the comments. How's everyone doing tonight? I wonder if we can do the hand raise thing. I haven't used this thing in so long. It's been a while. Been a while. How's everyone? Hi, iPhone. I have no idea who you are. But hi and welcome. I'm glad you made it to class today. Um, we're still a little bit early. I'm just noticing that there's not a lot of people have been logging in. Hi, Carol. I'm assuming that that's Carol as in Caroline. Um, glad you're here. It's Jamie. Okay. Okay, iPad. That's your new nickname, iPad. Donna, can you hear me? I'm hoping that you can hear me. I haven't seen you comment or anything yet. There's Jamie. Oh, okay, there we go. Welcome, everybody. I hope you all can hear me. Let me know if you can't. Donna, I'm gonna lower your hand. So we're gonna get started. It looks like we're missing a lot of people still, but we are recording, so they're just gonna have to watch the playback. So tonight's theme is a lot about energy, right? Energy with autoimmune disorders or how we are affected by our environment. Now, everyone, do you know how to raise your hands? How many of you have been diagnosed with some sort of an autoimmune disorder? Can you, or type yes if you have been, if you've been diagnosed with some sort of autoimmune disorder. We're going to jump right into this first. Okay, Leslie, Jamie, you've got your hands raised. And how many of you suffer from migraines more than twice a month? Or how many of you suffer from just not being able to sleep or having disturbed sleep patterns? Anyone? Not really? Oh, there's one, two, three, four, five. Five people have migraines and or sleep patterns, disrupted sleep patterns. Okay. And so on those days, do a lot of you notice, Michaela, you do too, have you noticed that you get disturbed easily or distracted easily when you're trying to think or concentrate? Any of you find yourselves having difficulty trying to think or concentrate throughout the day as well? That suffer? Yes. Okay. So most people that are in here that are students already will know that an interruption of thought is actually spirit, and spirit is actually energy, right? Everything is energy, stuff like that. So most of you that are having these interruptions of thought, would you say that sometimes it's like no matter how hard you're trying to think and concentrate, it's like something is overriding your process? Does this resonate with you? Always? Yes. Okay. Sometimes. Okay. So the first thing I want to say is that is spirit. Um, when you don't get a good sleep, okay, you're all over the place. It's really hard to focus. One of the things that happens is when we don't get sleep, one of the first things that I notice is we're not really grounded. We're kind of in this other world of this consciousness, this other world of awareness. And one of the things that happens to people that don't get a lot of sleep, I really find, is they complain and give me all of these informations about what they experience. And every single one that they explain to me is something that I experience in a reading. So what happens is we are surrounded by energies all around us. We have energies no matter where we are throughout our lifetime. There's energies that surround us, that interact with us. And when we don't get enough sleep, we're not really in this physical awareness. We're in this other kind of like this conscious consciousness of us, because we're kind of like, we don't have the reset that we need to, bring ourselves back into the present moment. We're kind of in this little do-de-do land, and that's where spirit is able to interact. So what happens is when we get tired or we're not really grounded, in a sense, what happens is we become very distracted because it's easier for spirit to connect with us. It's easier for us to be, and not even just spirit of loved ones, just energies. It could be a seismic energy, or it could be um, you know any kind of like a residual energy or a resistance to some sort of energy. Like, there's currents of energy and grids of energy all over the planet, where there's different resonance that are measurable by science. And when we're in this exhausted state of being, or this state of mind where we're tired, we end up getting to the point where it's easy to distract. It's easy to be picking up on those other frequencies that are not in the physical dimension that we are meant to be in. If this makes sense to you, do you understand what I'm saying to you guys? We're kind of, some of you, this is kind of like a recap of what you've already learned, but does this make sense to you? Makes sense to Donna. Hi, Stephanie. It makes sense to Ilsa. Okay, Michaela, Carol, Jamie, sort of, yes. Okay, so Jamie, okay, when you when you're focused, when you're really rested and you're just like in the zone. When you're in the zone and everything's functioning, it's really hard to get distracted, right? With your decorating a cake or something like that, it's really hard for somebody to say, "Ugh," to get your attention. You can tune the world out. But when you are not in that functioning, you don't have that reset, because we sleep to reset every night. We need to reset every night for that purpose of having that, like, it's like we have to reprogram ourselves every day. It's like we need to shut down and then we need to wake up. And there's like medical terms for that. I'm not a doctor, so I can't really remember what they are or whatnot. Holly would probably know sooner than I would what they're called, what it's called when you have to do that reset of every night to have a good sleep and a good rest. But your body needs that. And so when you don't get that, what happens is you're not present. You're not in this world. You're often in this other dimension of energy, where it's not really you're in another dimension. You're just more receptive to other energies rather than what you're actually currently doing. You're not really present in the moment. And that's where healing and a lot of medical practitioners have started to take in the direction of bringing mindfulness and present, like being present in meditation, to healing factors. Because when you can focus and bring that energy down, it makes it a lot easier. Do you understand that now, Jamie, a little bit better, like with the distracted aspect? Like, see, right now, for myself, because I'm a medium, where are they? I'd be like sitting with these. I use crystals in my energy because I'm really receptive to the crystals, to pull my energy down to a vibration that I can hold it in. That kind of thing. So just a second, I'm going to sneeze and I'm just getting a message. I just want to make sure. Uh, oh, damn. Oh, now it goes. See, you know what that was? Jamie, what do you think that was? Okay. I'm just double checking to make sure I didn't have any more messages for people trying to get in. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Very hard. Actually, I think you talked about that. Your mom is having trouble getting in? Okay. Um, is she having trouble getting into her Sherry? Um, let me see here. You might be able to send this to her. I thought I sent her the link, didn't I? To get in? I don't know how to. It doesn't want to work for me right now. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to mess up my connection. Okay. So let's see who we got here. Hi, Danielle. You made it in here. Hi, Nina. Okay. So does that make sense? She'll figure it out. Okay. No sleep, just plain beds, domino. Okay. One of the things, okay, Stephanie, you have autoimmune, correct? Okay, you have autoimmune. So one of the things that happens, and I think that this is something that we've all experienced, a lot of the times we get mixed up of how the autoimmune works with us and what we need to do to kind of like, um, basically, in a sense, we will find ways to boost our immune system but not take out the triggers. And that's what happened to me with my journey. So one of the things I want to tell you is right now, within the last couple of years, there is some science that has been conducted about mediumship. Now, they're learning that mediumship and autoimmune are like mediumship is an autoimmune disease. They're actually trying to prove this right now, that mediumship is an autoimmune disease. And so it's interesting because mediumship is a sensitivity to energy. It's a sensitivity to the surroundings. So what I've learned and what new studies are coming out with is they're talking about that there is actually an immune system outside of your physical body. Your immune system extends beyond your physical form. And so you're able to interact and have these energies interact with the energies around you with what's in your magnetic field. Does this make sense? Is everyone following this so far? Wait for some yeses or nos. Okay, Stephanie. Okay, yes. Donna, you understand that perfectly. Okay, perfect. This is something that is a very new concept because, well, this is actually not really new. It's actually been studied for about 18 years, I believe it's going on 18 or 19 years that it's been in the progress of studying, and there's been peer-reviewed science around this aspect. But because it's so controversial about mediumship and hi, Sandra. It's so contradicting with a lot of what the people believe in. It's a political argument, and not only that, it's a debate between religions and beliefs, and that can go really deep. So where it's something that's been around the study to learn that people it is sensitivity. If you wanted to put a mental health on it, you could call mediumship or intuitiveness a mental health issue, or being sensitive to your surroundings a mental health issue. But would you really fully agree that being intuitive to your environment would be a mental health issue? Would you agree with that if that was predicted? How many of you would say, yes, I believe that intuitiveness could be a mental health issue? How many would say yes? No. Carol says no. I agree with you, Carol. Anybody else? Nina says no. Anybody else? Is intuitiveness a mental health issue? No. Stephanie says no. Sherry says no. Jamie says no. Okay. How many people know somebody who does not believe, or who is your Danielle says you're diagnosed with bipolar, but there's a difference between like bipolar and there's a lot of different things that are misdiagnosed or not fully understood. Now, I'm not a doctor and I can't treat you or give you any I can't give you any prescriptions or diagnosis, but I can say, and I don't know your history, but I can say that there is a lot of people that are misdiagnosed. And I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying that there is a lot of people that are just blanketed. Now, how many of you have ever been prescribed, they have been diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder have actually over time been then diagnosed with a antidepressant. Can anyone answer that one? I just want to see where we're at today. I don't want to out anybody, but yes. Okay, so you were diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, and then you were diagnosed with an antidepressant. Okay, so Danielle, you were. Nina was not. Okay, well, that's good. No, kind of. Okay, Sherry and Leslie. Okay, so you guys were all okay. So now let's ask yourself something. Now, did you believe that you were depressed? I was diagnosed with no, exactly. Oh, Sherry says no. Sandra says yes. Leslie says yes. You believed you were depressed. One thing I've learned about depression is that you don't know you're depressed when you're depressed. Yeah, they don't want to know. Okay. And that's interesting to say that, Carol, because I see this time and time again. Now, there's a method to where I'm going with this. Now, I just want to bring this to an awareness so that you guys know that you are very much like a sisterhood here. A lot of you are experiencing the same thing. You've had some situations go on in your life, and you may have felt like you were depressed, or you may have not felt like you were depressed. One of the things that I've learned along the way through my own medical journey and my own health journey and my own mental health journey and as a medium and what I do, I've learned that if you are suffering, you don't know you're suffering. So when I was depressed, I didn't know I was depressed. The last thing anyone could tell me was that I was depressed because I would deny it. You felt crazy, not depressed. See, Sherry, I think what happens is antidepressant first, and you thought you were nuts. Okay, so see, that's where it leads into so many different directions. Now, the thing of it is that intuition will take us into some serious, amazing places. Now, all of you just said that intuition, being intuitive, was not a mental health disorder. But how many of you know that you are sensitive to energy, and you're sensitive to the moon phases, and you're sensitive to what you eat, and you're sensitive to other people's emotions? How many of you know that you are intuitive, but yet you don't believe that it's a mental health issue? So how is it that we go in these circles, as these help as we go for help with health and stuff like that, which is amazing. But when we go around in circles where we know that we're sensitive to something, if we are sensitive to spirit, if we're sensitive to emotions, if we're sensitive, you're learning you are not crazy. Exactly, Danielle. I don't think you're crazy. I've done many readings for you now, like intuitive readings, and I don't think you're crazy. I think you're no crazier than I am. And I think that you misunderstand yourself, and you're misunderstood. I think that's what's happening, is that you are a very sensitive, delicate person. And I think that maybe there is some things that you do need some assistance with to get into grips with, just like I do and many of the other people here. But I don't think that you are crazy. I don't believe that you are, as with anybody else who's here. I think that as we progress through learning about how sensitivities work, if we are sensitive to a spirit, who most of you who are here would say that they have felt a spirit around them before, or they have felt intuition before, as in predictions, or had an idea of what was going on. So most of you who are here would say that they are energetically sensitive or empathic. Would you agree? You betcha. Yes. And I'm so proud of all my students that are here. Just so proud. I just love you guys so much. So Stephanie, come on. Negative Nelly, somewhat. Jeez. Louise. Okay. Hell yeah. Yes. That's a girl, Ilsa. Sometimes more negative than someone more negative. Yes, Sherry. Yes. She's a little pissy pot today. And Jamie too. She's another little pissy pot. Jamie tells me some of the most extraordinary stories sometimes, and then she doesn't believe herself that she actually experienced some of the most amazing validations. It depends if I'm paying attention or not. Exactly. And so what happens is we get into this little bubble of this self-doubt, right? Self-doubt of awareness. Now, I think that a lot of us, we're kind of split in this class, right? Half of us think, oh, we believe in spirit, we believe in miracles, and we believe in this, and we believe in that. And then some of you are like, well, we want to believe, and we kind of do, but only if someone else does it, because I don't think I'm really comfortable with that. It might freak me out a little bit. So, there's kind of a split going on. So it's a little bit challenging to navigate through. But when you really think of it, how do you step into now I just got interrupted by a spirit. Whoa, that was like, oh, hello. Um, just let me get my gears here. I don't even remember what I was talking about. That was just like bam right there. Um, Sometimes the signs are, yes, that they are, but they're always there. If you believe they're there and you believe that you can notice them, they will always be there. Um, it's freaky and intriguing at this. It is. Okay. What was I talking about like 2 minutes ago? See, this is what happens as a medium. It's like all of a sudden I'm on track and then whoo, spirit drops in and I get distracted. How many people does this happen to? I bet you all the ones that said sometimes maybe, this happens to them probably the most. Yep. Steph, yep. Jamie, yeah. Yeah, it does happen to you. Worse lately. Yes, Sherry, worse lately because you're taking mediumship training and stuff like that. Okay, you lose concentration fast, just like what happened to me. And that, what exactly what happened to me, yes, Michaela. And what exactly happened to me was as I was talking to you, I looked over to the corner and I seen someone's name and energy just pulled in and it was a spirit just pulled in and like, I'm here. And I'm like, oh shit. And yeah, so hi, Roland and Crystal. Um, you're the ones that distracted me. So that was the name that I looked at, and all of a sudden it was just instant spirit. And I think I think what it is, it's mostly to do with energies just kind of going around and going crazy. So you lose concentration fast. So what happens is that we are intuitive to our environment. So there's energies moving and interacting all around us at all times, right? And so that's what happens is even though I'm grounded and I'm trying really hard, there's this receptivity of like this channel that I'm able to pinpoint or pick up this vibration of energy, this frequency interacting with my energy field. And so instantly I respond to it. Now, sometimes, like before I knew I was a medium, I would respond in a way where I would start to get a rash and I'd be like scratching and I would just get anxiety when something like that would happen. And now I know that I'm reacting and responding. So my immune system that would be in my energy field around me, it's actually detecting something that's familiar that I've flagged as safe, right? So um, that's kind of where it is. So one of the things that I want to talk to you, the ones of you that have autoimmune, one of the things that I want to talk to you about is how becoming intuitive or becoming aware of your surroundings and aware that you are sensitive to all things. Like, so if you have one food sensitivity, you are like energy is energy. Sensitivity is sensitivity. So you're responding to and interacting with the environment in all kinds of ways. And so one of the things that happens is, with spirit or energy or emotions, you probably are somebody who picks up on someone's moods, right? So if someone's in a bad mood, you're going to pick that up really quickly. And you're probably noticing that more so lately. Does this make sense to those of you that have been diagnosed with an autoimmune? Yes. Okay, so the moods really affect you. Um, yes. What I want to say is lately, now you're noticing the last about 3 weeks have been really amplified. Have you noticed a difference? Has it gotten worse? Yeah, definitely. Okay. Now this is something interesting. We would never know if we didn't talk about this. But because I see pattern after pattern after pattern after pattern coming in, and people with the same, it's like they copied and pasted messages to me, and they don't even know each other. And they're like, I don't know what's happening to me. And it's the same thing over and over and over with the same story. Why am I reacting this way? Why am I diagnosed all of a sudden with autoimmune? Why am I, feeling like shit? Why can't I sleep? Why am I so agitated? And it's like one person after another person after another person. And it's like, seriously, like these people don't even know each other from different places in the world. I don't even know them. And they're messaging me the same story. So it made me realize I need to do some research. And, I'm noticing that a lot of people who are sensitive, you are following the patterns of the sun and the moon. And just like the earth, it follows patterns of the sun and the moon. Now we're going through what science is calling it's like there's an evolution kind of in progress right now with the energies of the earth. The earth is actually changing, and it's influenced by the sun. And like just like the weather is influenced by the moon. And there's patterns with this. And I'm noticing that autoimmune people, even myself included, I ride that same wave of energy, if that makes sense, right? So that same wave of what's going on with the environment, I respond to it with emotions. Does that make sense to people? So, the last few weeks, look at how it's been. The last few weeks has been pretty intense. And your energy has fluctuated with what's going on in the world, right? I don't know why I look so yellow. What's going on here? I just noticed that. I just noticed there's a little thumb thing up here, and I look like I'm a Simpson. It's being downright ugly. Yeah. And it's this energy. Now, when we are sensitive to the energy as an empath, you can bet your bottom dollar you're a Simpson. I don't know why. There we go. Oh, seriously. Hello. There we go. Was it always like this, Sherry? Like, was it always doing that? Like, seriously, I feel like a Simpson. What the frick? It can't be aura showing that prominently. What is happening? It's not my liver. It's not my liver. Frick. What is going on with it? That is annoying. Okay. I don't know. I'll just be the Simpson for the night. Okay. So, where was I? We were talking about my liver all of a sudden. That's interesting. It does. It affects your organs. I noticed now a lot of you in here do readings, even if it's just for yourself, or if you're in an environment, so like in a group. If you are in a group, a lot of you are noticing that you feel different things about yourself. And it's interesting, to say the least, that when we respond and become open to energy, what happens is we get really tired. When we get our energy lines are open or left open, and we're not grounded, we don't bring ourselves in and take accountability for our own energy in environments, what does happen is we become drained. So when I do a reading for somebody, they actually use my life force energy. The whole Simpson bit of it, all my energy, all my life force energy goes into that reading. So what happens is we do that on a daily basis. We become depleted. So what happens if you're in an environment where you are with an employee or a coworker or a client who drains you, who is emotionally a drag, who, if you have a family member who just literally sucks the life out of you, or just demands so much of you, or you just feel unsatisfied in so many different ways. it does the same thing. It takes that life force energy, and the first thing it does is it starts to affect the spleen, it starts to affect the lungs, it starts to affect the liver, the adrenal glands. It affects us on a very, very deep level, and it takes a long time to recover. And so one of the things, if you are energy sensitive, which you probably are, if you suffer from migraines, you're probably energy sensitive. If you have suffered in any way from any kind of a skin rash, you are probably energy sensitive. If you had any type of anxiety, you are energy sensitive because you are responding to the environment. Energy sensitive doesn't mean you have to be medium. Energy sensitive means you are intuitive to your surroundings and to what you consume, because energy is energy, right? Does that make sense to you guys? It does. Oh my God, yes. So that one of the things now I learned the hard way about draining energy. Oh look, I'm a Simpson again. Like I got a really bad tan. Yes. Okay. Um, I should look on my list, my actual notes of what I was supposed to talk about tonight. Um, okay. One of the things is we've learned to, okay, how many of you are afraid of what you don't know about? So, how many of you can say that you have fears, and in a way, instead of one of the things you deal with fears or what you are not sure of or the unknown, would most of you say that you avoid them, avoid your fears, or avoid looking at something that you are something that frightens you? um, how do you handle it? Do you avoid it? Do you like say, I'm not looking, like no? Used to. Donna used to. Now you face your fears? Sometimes. Okay. Used to. Well, that's good, you guys. I'm really glad to see that you actually, absolutely. Oh, who said Leslie? Leslie. You're going to be our topic of discussion for tonight. You absolutely avoid. Okay. You trying to face them. Okay, so Sandra's trying to face them as well. I think that for most of us, I think that we do try. Now that we've all gone on this healing journey, because most of you here, except for Sean, I don't know who Sean is. Hi, Sean. I know that Sean and Stephanie. I think Stephanie got you in here, but I don't know who you are. So hi, Sean. I just seen your name. Um, one of the things that we do try to do, your other brother, okay. Okay, your other brother. So I just wanted to acknowledge he was here. One of the things that now I'm thinking about Stephanie's brother, and I don't have anything in my head right now. He didn't watch. Oh, sorry, the cooler. Hi. Well, hi. Welcome, Sean. I'm Christy. I'm from The Simpsons. And yeah, okay. So I still don't remember what the frick I was just talking about. Son of a bitch. Um, what was I just talking about? Now oh, facing fears. Okay. Facing fears, facing fears. Where was I going with that?